Hello and welcome to An Old Man Watches, and today I'm going to be talking about the 1970 low-budget thriller Blood Mania. And the main character of this film is Dr. Craig Cooper. Dr. Cooper is a brilliant medical researcher and a consummate ladies' man. He's also someone who harbours dark secrets. You see, back in medical school, he paid his bills with a sideline in illegal abortions. If that's ever found out, he could spend a good 10 years in prison. So he's understandably very upset when a former accomplice comes a-blackmailing. Fortunately for Dr. Cooper, one of the several women lusting after him is an heiress named Victoria. And when he explains his tax problem, quote-unquote, to Victoria, she is more than happy to cover the debt, just as soon as she inherits. The only flaw with that plan is the little matter that her cantankerous father is still very much alive. Dad's in ill health, however, and his attending physician is none other than one Dr. Craig Cooper. Surely in those circumstances, it will be relatively straightforward to arrange for the old man's condition to abruptly worsen, right? Well, I mean, this is a movie, so you can probably guess that the wicked duo scheme is not going to go anywhere near as smoothly as they expect. So Blood Mania was written and produced by Peter Carpenter, who also plays the role of Dr. Cooper. It was his third credited acting gig, and his first as a lead. He would only make one more film after this, another occasion where he also wrote and produced the movie, before a sudden stroke regrettably brought short his career. And perhaps given time, Carpenter would have become a notable auteur or entrepreneur in the independent film industry. Though whether that would have been as a new Ed Wood, a new Roger Corman, or something else again, we'll never know. All we can really do is talk about the movies that he did get a chance to make. And unfortunately, Blood Mania is not a very good one. Let's talk about why that is. So as previously noted, Carpenter wrote and produced this film. And getting it made was probably a case of wish fulfillment in the sense that it allowed him to take on his first leading role. If I can't win a role in somebody else's movie, I'll make my own. But that's not the only way in which I mean the term wish fulfillment here. You see, the script itself is also rather heavily into wish fulfillment as well. Peter Carpenter's first acting credit was in Vixen, a film by well-known sexploitation director Ross Meyer. And Blood Mania certainly seems made in Meyer's image. The opening credits involve a woman writhing around in a translucent slip, and with the single exception of the one woman who is clearly coded as a lesbian, Dr. Cooper seduces and beds pretty much every adult female character that appears in the movie. Now, Carpenter was a handsome man, but the whole thing smacks more than a little bit of adolescent sexual fantasy being played out on screen. I get to write the movie, so I get to sleep with all the women. I want to be James Bond. Not me personally. The character. Now, to Carpenter's credit, he didn't try to direct what was presumably something of a pet project. He just acted in it. Unfortunately, circumstances dictated that his original choice for the directorial role had to drop out at the last minute, and I don't think that the emergency replacement worked out so well. That replacement was Robert O'Neill, a former props master who was just beginning to undertake directorial roles. Accounts from the production of Blood Mania suggest that O'Neill worked hard on the film and that he was meticulous and detailed in his direction, sometimes to the point of frustrating the other cast and crew, by the sounds of it. But unfortunately, effort does not always translate into results, and I feel like that's the case here. Blood Mania it's a very static, stilted film. Neither the script nor the direction deliver anything in the way of actual chills or tension. There's just a lot of talky talk that tends to go round and round in rather repetitive circles at times. Lastly, there's a scene in Macbeth where the titular character opines that life itself is a tale full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Now, I don't ascribe to that philosophy about life myself, and I don't think Shakespeare intends us to. Macbeth is, a bad guy. But I do think that Blood Mania suffers from the fact that it is full of sound and fury that achieves nothing. None of its frantic scheming and plotting really goes anywhere. There's much activity, but no progress. Each of Dr. Cooper's machinations quickly runs afoul of unexpected developments, requiring yet further machinations that quickly run afoul of yet more unexpected developments. And look, that could have been made a feature rather than flaw of the film if the movie had taken that element and sharply underlined the futility of all of this effort and all of these crimes and successfully drawn dark humour or grim irony from it all. Then I might be able to recommend it as a biting little homily about how crime does not pay, or about how be careful what you wish for. Like, there are ways you could have turned the ultimate futility of everything these characters do into a feature of the movie, not a flaw. But there's no such achievement here. There's no bite here. The film is ultimately quite toothless. And I think the only reason that I can think of that you might want to watch Blood Mania is if you have a serious weakness for 70s sexploitation films. Otherwise, you can safely skip it. So that's Blood Mania. Next time, Shock, another thriller, though in this case from the much earlier year of 1946. But that's next time. Until then, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it.